So, team. I know last week was something. There was some bright sparks. But then yeah, that was a scary moment, you know. But yeah, absolutely. But we've just gotta put it behind us. You know, this is week 5. We're up against the E-City Geodudes. So let's try and get a win. You know, we're at 2-2 right now, and I'll be honest with you guys, it's a 9-week season. I think a third loss, that's going to put an end to our playoff chances. You know, 16 teams, 90 games, I think 3 losses, it's not going to cut it. So we need to really focus and get on it. So here's the team for the next match. So we've got Great Tusk, Arcanine, you back in. So try and hit. Bring your lasses this time. Yeah. Cool. Arbeliever. Duraludon. Mousehold, you back in. Mousehold. I know last time you didn't get a chance to shine out, but I think you can do it, you know. And then last, we've got Tornadus. Right. Bundle. You and I need to have a chat after this game. Okay. Right, we're not going to do it now. Okay, we're not doing it now. I gotta get these guys prepped for the team, for the match, yeah? So, I'll see you afterwards. Alright, everybody huddle up. Alright, guys. I went lying when I said there was some bright sparks. Up until last week. Up until the Spectria, you know, it was looking good. I know we knew it was going to be a tough match. And one thing was clear. And I've noticed it a couple of times this season, but we need to be more decisive, guys, you know. I can see it out there. You're thinking one thing, you're going with your instinct, and then you think on it, and you sit on it, and then you go the other direction, and then it turns out your first option was the correct one. So stop thinking with this. Start using this. Start using your gut. Okay. So Tornadus, there's quite a lot of hazard and setup. There's a prankster on their team. You need to prankster more, alright? Start taunting them out. Okay. Tusk Arcanine, you big damage dealers. You know, Arb, we're gonna stick with the fairy type, you know. I reckon it could do well for us. Mousehold, we've talked about this. Just get in there, tidy up. Hopefully there won't be much tidying up. So Duraludon comes in. Duraludon, you're here. You're here to sort out. That Toxapex really. Toxapex can't really touch you. I know you're not doing a whole lot, but like, you know, if the things are right, you can just about eke that one out. But set up your Stealth Ox. So then at the very least that's something for my sort to tidy up, you know. So guys, I want us to come back with a win, keep our playoff hopes alive. We're here against the E-City Geodudes, and it's an interesting team. Wait a second, no Clef. Oh, I only bought Tornadus because of the Klefki and the Toxapex. Ah. I was going to lead Tornadus, but now, do I want to go Great Tusk or... Tornadus or Great Tusk? Great Tusk looks like a good start, actually. But if you lead Salazzle, you led the Salazzle. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Actually, no, that's not too bad. Headlong Rush. Righty-o, righty-o, oh. Okay, Headlong Rush. Horlucha. There we go. Yep, I ain't gonna do jack. Ooh. What do you want to do with that? Tornadus. I've got an answer. Okay, I've got an answer. I'm choiced at the moment. I'm choice scarfed. I've got an answer for Horlucha. It's gonna have to be Tornadus. If you start like setting up or something, that would be crazy. So, I fully expected the top specs. I fully expected a Klefki. No. Anything but that. So you are +2. That is going to do a lot. That's just psychic. So, what if you're Jolly? No, you still don't outspeed Jolly. This could be bad because I've got. Okay. So, Excadrill. Well, you set up and then went for the Excadrill, eh? What does the Heat Wave do against an Excadrill? Extra. And here I am being an idiot. So on my recording / streaming software, I use the X button as a hotkey to turn the microphone on and off. So as I typed in Excadrill in the damage calcs, I turned the microphone off. That's really, really disappointing. Because after I came away from this match, I was thinking to myself, wow, I felt really energetic, I felt my commentary was really, really good, and now I'm going to have to do this whole voiceover thing again, hopefully for the last time. I said that last time I said it would be the first and last time, but hey, here we are. So we just knocked out the Excadrill with the Heat Wave on the Tornadus, so Tornadus gets another kill. Surprisingly, one of my top kill leaders in the league, so that's cool. And now we've got Patrice against Great Tusk, and I'm thinking like, you saw Great Tusk against Salazzle and you swapped it out for Horlucha, so why would you leave Patrice in on Great Tusk? I'll go for an Ice Spinner, catch the Horlucha off. No, you stayed in with the Patrice. Ballsy move. Like, you can't have thought Patrice was outspeeding Great Tusk, unless Patrice has a higher speed stat than I thought it does. But now we've got a Screamtail in with a proto-synthesis of special defense, and I am locked in on Ice Spinner. Now, Screamtail was one of those ones where I didn't know how to prep for it during this game. And you can see I'm unsure of what it wants to do. You know, it's got very high defenses, so naturally I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be quite a defensive set. But then it's like, well, you brought it in on Great Tusk, so maybe you wanted to not do that. That was not what I expected. I was thinking probably a Calm Mind, maybe something more defensive, like, I don't know, Screamtail gets set up, or maybe you just wanted to tank a hit, maybe. But yeah, I did not expect this Focus Blast on Duraludon on the switch in. I was thinking maybe something like Toxic or a Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam was my highest thought process there. So I have no idea what wanted to do there. And well, now I'm thinking, well, I can't keep Duraludon in. I want Duraludon to set up some rocks for Tandemaus. Not Tandemaus. I keep doing that. I keep calling it Tandemaus. But it's Mousehold. But it's for Mousehold to tidy up, maybe get a sweep. Now there's a Dazzling Gleam, I thought, and I'm thinking like, yo, I expect Focus Blast to do loads of damage because, you know, Steel type, weak to fighting. But Dazzling Gleam to do 44% on this Tornadus, I'm stumped. I'm thinking like, what? Is this offensive? Am I about to get like offensive Screamtailed here? And I'm thinking I've got no answer for this thing. I have no answer. And then I was honestly, when this happened, I forgot. I was like, wait, what's going on? And I forgot that I put a jetpack on Tornado. So obviously when I got hit with the Dazzling Gleam, it was a swap out. But it kind of worked out well because I was probably going to swap someone in. If it was our Believer, on the next turn, a Focus Blast would have done a whole lot of damage. But yeah, I was originally had the jetpack thinking if I can taunt like a Klefki or a Toxapex that I was expecting, and then when he gets hit, even if like it wasn't a setup move or a hazard setter, then get the hit, Tornadus comes out, and then I can start on the offense after the taunt. But yeah, this is how the jetpack got used. And then we go into Fairy type. Now I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's a Lazuli on a Fairy. That's not good for me. I have no idea what to do here. I'm thinking, well, obviously Tusk is probably the obvious answer. And then get the Toxic, unfortunately. And here it's now I'm debating like, well, last time I thought you were going to swap out and bring a Hawlucha in. You didn't. So am I free to go for my ground move on this Salazzle? Or do I try and bait out? Do I try and anticipate the Hawlucha? Like I tried that last time, didn't work. You saw me trying to catch the Hawlucha in, so you're probably thinking like, maybe I'm going to do it again. So there's a major thought process here. Like there's mind games happening. There's mind games, and I don't know what Pachyrisu's role here was. Like you were fully okay, unless you maybe like Focus Sashed, maybe expecting the first time to get the ground move, live on one, but then you went for U-turn. So I honestly got no idea what Pachyrisu's role here was. Like Pachirisu was clearly in this second case the sack for Salazzle. And now we're on a 4v6, so we're looking nice and tidy, nice and good. We still got a Brute Bonnet, we've got Screamtail, which is surprisingly offensive. Hawlucha, I mean I've seen Swords Dance on that thing, so I know there's a setup there. And obviously Hawlucha has Unburden, so if Hawlucha loses this item, that's going to be dangerous. And then obviously Acrobatics as well. If the user does not have a held item, it does a lot more damage. So this could, I mean, it's looking good right now, but it always can swing on a dime. So now we've got Brute Bonnet here. A Brute Bonnet has an awesome attack stat. Awesome attack stat. Like in prep, I was just thinking like, oh, it's a Moongus, but dark typing instead of poison typing. But no, Brute Bonnet has a crazy high attack stat. So that's what do? Like Great Tusk. Obviously, you don't want to be in against Grass type, and it's also toxic, so we've got to be careful. And we kind of got lucky with the Sucker Punch. I mean, Sucker Punch from a Brute Bonnet, yeah, will hurt a lot, you know. So we got lucky there, getting the switch in on the Sucker Punch. So now I'm thinking to myself like, oh, Sunny Day would be nice for Tusk, but not so good because they've obviously got two Paradox past Pokemon. And now Salazzle is out again on Arbeliever. Now Arbeliever does not want to be against Salazzle unless I bought the Terra Fire type, which as you can clearly see, with Arbeliever being a Terra Fairy, I did not bring the Fire typing on Arbeliever. So Do we do the dance again? Do we go Great Tusk? I mean, I'm thinking, what if Salazzle wants to try and Toxic something again? So, Tusk has to be the play, but does Mod know this? Does Mod know that maybe Tusk is coming out? Potentially take poison. So obviously our believer can't stay in. Even if Salazzle wants to do something like a Sludge Wave or a Sludge Bomb. I mean, our believer ain't taking that very well. And then I'm starting to think that there's mind games going off here. So Duraludon is also another play. Can't get poisoned, but then there's Toxic Spikes. Now this is where things start getting serious. If I bring anything in, like my Arcanine, my Mousehold, my Arboliva, they're getting poisoned. Well, they're not just getting poisoned, they're getting toxic, which is stacking up each and every turn. So now I've got to play smart. Got to play smart, try and obviously win the game, but not get unnecessary toxics on our team. And the idea with Duraludon was hopefully taking a Sludge Wave or Toxic and then potentially swapping out, because Salazzle is Fire type. And yeah, I know Duraludon has the Dragon type in which it resists the Fire typing, but then it's also got the Steel typing, which is also super effective on Steel type, so we don't want this in on a Fire type move like a Flamethrower or Salazzle. I mean, Salazzle's special attack, so it's not going to use like Fire Whip or Fire what's Fire Lash, is it? So we bring Tusk in, and there's a second layer of Toxic Spikes, which is not ideal. So now we're debating to ourselves. First went for a ground move on Salazzle, swapped out the Hawlucha. Then when Pachirisu was in, we tried to catch the Hawlucha and did not swap out. And then the last time we had Salazzle in this situation, we tried to anticipate the Hawlucha, and instead the Pachirisu came out. So our predictions on our ground type moves on Pokemon weak to ground types have been 0 correct predictions and 3 bad predictions. So can we make the right prediction this time? No, we cannot. We go for the ground type, and I should have expected that, but then I thought, well, what if Screamtail comes out? Screamtail came out on Great Tusk. Maybe Screamtail wants to come out and make a bit of a nuisance of itself. But no, Hawlucha makes the play. Now we got to think, well, we got to swap Great Tusk out. So we're going to Tornadus so that we don't get Toxic. And also the Psychic is very nice. The Psychic was here for Toxapex, but using it on Hawlucha is very, very nice too. Now I'm thinking, you got to expect that Psychic, right? Maybe Brute Bonnet? Immune to Psychic. Then I guess if you're thinking Tornadus maybe wants to come in with a Bleak Wind Storm, I mean, that's not going to be very nice on a Brute Bonnet now, is it? It's kind of hard to think about what I'm thinking in the moment, watching this back. Because half the time I don't even know what I'm thinking in the present day. Half the time what I'm thinking just comes out my mouth without me even thinking about it. And then I'm like, oh no, I said a bad thing. But that's just a little bit of an insight into the mind of Wazzy here. But now we're debating. Like, if Hawlucha takes a Psychic, I was expecting maybe, I wasn't expecting a Throat Chop. I really was not expecting a Throat Chop. I was honestly expecting this to do about 80%. My calcs were coming out at 80, and then I looked at because I had well, if you use Showdown Damage Calculator, it has kind of popular setups, popular movesets and such. And I was thinking, I think it was the Unburden Sweeper setup, and it did give it some special defensive investment, which I wasn't noticing at the time. So I didn't expect this to do like 99%. And here I'm thinking, well, I can rapid spin here. You know, it does get the kill, but there's no ghost type to stop me. So we got rid of the toxic spikes, but then obviously, you know, there's Slazzle to set up those spikes again. But maybe if it sets up spikes again, Mousehold can get some tidying in. Now we've got the Screamtail, and this Screamtail I am not a fan of. This Screamtail has crippled Duraludon and did a lot of damage to Tornadus to make that Throat Chop get the KO, I would imagine. I have not calculated what the Throat Chop would do if Tornadus was on full health, but I imagine quite a lot actually. Swords Dance, so. But now we're 5-3 up, and now we're getting to the business end, you know. Anything can happen. So I bring Arcanine in on a Dazzling Gleam. And obviously I couldn't keep Great Tusk out. Not on a Dazzling Gleam. Maybe R would have been a good play. But then the Slazzle had just come out. And we get the Screamtail with a Flare Blitz and a Focus Blast. Lives on 1. Arcanine lives on 1. And here I remember this. I was gassing Arcanine up like, Arcanine, you've not been here since week 2. You're fired up. You messed up week 2 with missing your head smashes here, there, and everywhere. And now you're fighting. You're fighting for the win. You're holding on that 1%. Gotta get that KO on the Screamtail. Flare Blitz did 53%. And then, you know, Slazzle comes out. And obviously Life Orb damage does take the Arcanine. But you know what? Arcanine did a lot of damage. Did a lot of damage on that Slazzle. Like 60% before the leftovers. Not leftovers, Black Sludge. So now we're like, okay. Great Tusk. Horluch is gone. So this is a pretty free Headlong Rush, right? Like, are you going to preserve this? Are you going to preserve this Slazzle? What are you going to do? Bring Brute Bonnet in? Take this ground type move? That's fine. You do that. I got things I can do. I feel like this Headlong Rush is pretty free here. Headlong Rush, even on a Brute Bonnet or Screamtail, can do a lot of damage. Best case scenario, it knocks out the Slazzle. But this is looking pretty free. And it was pretty free. Slazzle goes down with a Headlong Rush. And Great Tusk having a great game here. Great game. Knocked out Pachirisu. Knocked out the Slazzle. Now we've got Screamtail in. And it's like, wow. Great Tusk fancy taking on a Screamtail now. Get that third KO of the game with the Headlong Rush. How's that going to do against Screamtail? I mean, if I don't KO, Great Tusk is down. Minus defense, minus special defense. Toxic 2. Great Tusk's in a bind, but Great Tusk is a strong, powerful competitor. Feeling confident with those 2 KOs. Taking out 1/3 of the opposing field. And Great Tusk feels like it. Great Tusk goes in hard again. Actually, no, Tusk. That's Tusk. That's not. That was inaccurate. That was before this. It was 3 KOs. That was half. Now it's 4 KOs. Great Tusk has 4 KOs. I did the math correctly this time. I told you I was an idiot. Now we've got Brute Bonnet. 4v1 Brute Bonnet. So bring in our Believer. And again, switch in on the Sucker Punch. So now I'm feeling, it's pretty wrapped up, you know. Our Believer. Fairy typing. I mean, best thing Brute Bonnet could do is probably maybe a Spore, which I've not got defense against that. Our Believer not being a grass type anymore, being a fairy type. But let's go for a Lowing Voice. Seed Bomb, that does a lot of damage. Lowing Voice, that also does a lot of damage. But Brute Bonnet outspeeds our Believer. And Synthesis. But then we both had the same thought. We were like, we've got to get some recovery here. But my recovery lowers your attack. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, I keep lowering your attack. And I'm thinking like, could this be spicy? Could I lower the attack? all the way down and then bring Tusk in to get that 5th KO. Then I thought, nah, let's not mess around here. Let's just secure the win. That's the win. That's the win for the Nottingham Forretress. That's a 4-0 victory. Now, I'm actually not going to talk too much because some reason I think I typed X while I was chatting to Mod in the chat. So like I actually do come back on here. You can hear my typing. I'm back. It's where I said I expected the top specs. Alright, so that's it. We bounced back again. We're now 3-2 with this 4-0 win. We needed a 4-0 win. Like we lost, what, 4-0 last time. This puts us back at a +1 differential, so it's always good to be in the +1. So, well, thank you for watching this, and that tea is coming up. Check out CaptainMod's YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the description below. But yeah, we bring it back. We got it done, and you're not in Forretress to now 3-2 for the season. And I'll see you next time. Alright, this is gonna be tough. Alright, come in. Hey, Bundle, Mandibuzz. Right. No easiest way to say this, but I'm cutting you both from the team. I've already. Alright, Bundle, are you surprised though? You've played like 3 games, you got 1 kill, and like overall you've kind of let the team down, and your attitude is just poor, man. Like you need to fix that. Like someone will probably pick you up, and you just need to sort yourself out. You know. Hopefully this will be the making of you. All right, okay, yeah, all right. I'm trying to. Right, yeah, just go, okay. Yeah, Mandibuzz. All right. I'm sorry. Like I know you were like early in our pick, but we've honestly didn't want to let you go. But after going 2-2, I had to look real hard at the team, and you know, we got some guys that are bulky too, but they also do other things. And I was kind of, for this match, kind of thinking about putting you in for a certain role, and I honestly thought saw a free transfer, thought I could do the role better. But you know what, you're a great Pokemon. You've been great for us the last 5 weeks. I'm sure someone will pick you up in the free transfer, you know. So like keep your head up, and I'd like to see you on the field, maybe not against us, but you know, like, yeah, I'm sorry though, but it's alright. Well, yeah, thank you for understanding. Like I mean, there's nothing I can say that's going to make you feel any better, but you know, good luck out there.